let's get started. Let's go to Rick now. Rick, are you there?
Yes, I am. Thanks, Melissa. Can you hear me here in the AI studio?
Yeah, it's great to see you, Rick, and I can hear you. Are you there?
Okay, great. Hello, business leaders, sales rock stars, and marketing masterminds. Welcome to today's webinar, the AI Solutions Showcase for B2B sales and marketing success. I am, well, me, Rick Lambert, but in digital form. That's right, I've been cloned into an AI avatar, which is great because now I can be here speaking with you on this webinar while I'm really somewhere else eating my lunch or something. That was a joke that ChatGPT thought was funny, by the way, so you can see AI isn't always right. Now, let's get real. We're here today to talk about something exciting, how you can harness AI to sell more, market smarter, and stay ahead of your competitors. Whether you're a business owner, sales leader, or marketing guru, AI isn't coming for your job. It's coming to help you do it better. And trust me, once you see these practical examples, you'll wonder how you ever lived without it. So grab your coffee, silence your notifications, yes, even that group chat, and get ready for a fast-paced, practical, and actually fun look at how AI is changing the game. Okay, that's the end of my script, so I will pass it back over to you, the real Rick and Melissa.
Oh, thank goodness. Rick, are you there?
All right, I'm here. I'm ready to go. Hey, I hope I'm funnier in real life here, Melissa.
Way funnier, way funnier.
I hope so. Hey, thanks everybody. We got an awesome turnout today. I can't believe how many people have joined us. So let's see what people, how they answer to this one here. Go ahead.
Yeah, so the question is, how would you rate the use of AI in your sales and marketing mix? Need to be better? We're doing all right, or okay, or we've got this. We're amazing at this. Where do you think they're going to land on this one, Rick? I have the privilege of seeing who's voting here.
We should have put be honest in the questionnaire like we've done.
Yeah, exactly.
I know a few of the characters on this webinar here are going to rate themselves maybe a little higher than they really
Are you
may be.
ready to see it?
Hey, whenever you're ready.
Okay, let's share it. Let's share it. Look at that. 79% need to be better.
Our breaking news today on artificial intelligence. I told you this was coming. If I was you, these are some things I'd want to be aware of. So here we go, just quickly, and then we'll move right to demonstrations. So Inc. magazine is saying that more employees are using AI, but often don't have guidance. Now, if you follow our Marketing Show podcast, you know, we've had two awesome gurus. Christina, who's the lady on the left there, is a lawyer and completely understands governance and compliance and all these things around AI, HR implications. And Tommy, the gentleman on the right, is a professor, PhD in AI, works with corporations, et cetera, on how to implement guidelines. So as we talk about AI today, I just want to throw the flag up and say to you, if you're a business leader, have you implemented some form of AI policy in your business? Because if you've got a Gen Z, millennial, baby boomer, you name it, off on their own, uploading confidential information, customer files, proposal data, guess what? If you read the fine print on whether it's ChatGPT or these other platforms, it clearly states that, you know, what you put in, okay, you have no control over what it goes in there. And I won't get into the stats, but more companies than should don't have any type of AI policy for their people.
Yeah, that is a staggering stat, Rick. I know you're not going to talk to it, but it is staggering.
I just think as we talk about it, we got to think offense and defense, right? So here's an article by Business Wire. You can see March 18 of this year, nearly 60% of buyers prefer AI agents in the sales process, however you want to pronounce it. Now, why I'm showing you this is because coming up, I'm going to show you what we understand is the only and the first ChatGPT powered chatbot that sits in the office tech arena that we play in. And when you think about it, you know, what this is saying is that probably like you, a lot of buyers want to interact with some chatbot if it's intelligent, responsive, etc., rather than dealing with a human just on that front end of the discovery. Now, if you're an old school salesperson, maybe like me, you may say, Rick, I need to control all that front end and I need to, you know, be there live. I would just challenge you, and it's outside of today's program, but we can show you some of the real-time interactive AI tools that, by the way, you can program in advance to act and say what you want. And coming up, I'll show you how we've got that going right now on a chatbot on a website. It's working awesome. Here's another one. AI for sales and marketing worth 240 yada yada billion. Why am I showing you this? Because if you're still in a dark hole, like 79% of us may admit we're not really out of the blocks yet on AI, guess what? It's coming. And we need to figure out, I don't think how to throw the long bomb right now, but how do we start to make some short passes and gain some short yards using AI, which we'll talk about today. Here's another one. Google search results will include AI answers. If you search on Google today, which I'll give you a hint for my upcoming poll, it's one of the top 2 search engines. What you're going to start to see is an AI a section right at the top that gives you an AI answer to your search. And I mention this because some of you coming in were saying, hey, how do I use AI for search engine optimization? In other words, when a customer is searching on my product and services in my market, how am I going to get found if someone's searching through AI? It's a good question. So you can see here last fall, ChatGPT officially launched their search component of their platform. Now, I'm using ChatGPT again, there's multiple others, but I want you to understand the concepts of why I'm suggesting some of these AI tools today. So here it is last fall, and I spoke to a lot of executives about this at different conferences. We need to make sure our website is optimized so whether the user is searching through ChatGPT or Google, we get found. Now I'm showing you the scenario here. Whether you're, a 50-something-year-old, a 20-something-year-old, inevitably you're probably going to look at these 2 dashboards and go, okay, which one am I going to use for my search? And I can tell you right now that we're looking at the data analytics on hundreds of websites, and roughly 4% of the incoming traffic is coming from AI search engines. 4%. Now, I would equate that for those of you that are marketers on the call. You remember back in the day when mobile phone search was roughly, in single-digit searches. Remember, now it's upwards of, arguably, depending on if you're B2B or B2C, but in the B2B sector, you're upwards of 50%, right? Versus desktop, people searching on a computer or laptop. So I mention this again because you need to be thinking about how AI is going to come in and how we use it to market and sell. Now, here's the last slide I think I got in the news section. And for us old schoolers, I'll call it, this article spoke to February this year, the end of the cold call, right? Local tech execs talk AI and its impact on sales and marketing. And really what we see happening, right or wrong, and if you talk to somebody and they say they're an AI expert, you may want to run for the hills, and I haven't seen one yet, but at least through the lenses we're seeing is that people are now using AI to do some of those front-end tasks when it comes to prospecting or awareness. And where we see the sales and marketing motion going is more towards using the human in some form of warm call, where they're either educated at a higher level on the prospect, or the prospect has triggered in some way that they may be interested. And so the rep is going in with an awareness of where the customer's interest level is. And this is a slide I show because I believe LinkedIn is the watering hole where our customers and future customers are hanging out. And we need to be there. Look, if you're a young one on the call today, and you're high on Snapchat and you want your, there's Instagram fans, I'm all for you. I'm just saying, think of it like music, right? If you're rock, jazz, disco, whatever you are, LinkedIn is the business channel and we need to be there. So the question becomes, how do we do that? Okay. So I picked this picture because I thought this lady represented what we see a lot of times in the business executives that work with Into Communications for our managed marketing services, where we say, hey, we're going to create the content, we're going to post it on your LinkedIn channels, and now all your sales reps should engage in the content. They should share it with their network. Now, feel me here what I'm talking about. How many times when you post on your company channel, you do it, we're doing it, whoever's doing it, okay? And by the way, you should be posting, my opinion, 3 times a week, but that's, again, another story, right? So how many times does your company post and your sales team is completely disengaged in what the corporate messages are that you want driving out to that watering hole through LinkedIn? And we already know the answer is probably the same as our original poll. 80% of you at least would say, my reps are disengaged. I'm spending money and effort on LinkedIn. How do I correct that? So let me show you something. Let me introduce you to Link Alert. Okay. Now we've previewed this to a few of our customers. We've kept it quiet, but today's kind of our official kind of breakout day on this. We've been testing it internally for months. We've been building out a dashboard I'm going to show you in a second. But let me explain how this works. Follow me. On the left side of the slide there, you see what says LinkedIn post. What's going to happen is when your company posts, okay, you post in your corporate channel, then an alert, we're calling it link alert, will automatically, using AI, be picked up that your company's posted, and it will send either an email or text to the people that you want in your company to receive that. So let's say you got 5 salespeople. Some of you on the call here have got over 100 salespeople. So immediately at that moment, remember before I said your company should be posting on LinkedIn on Tuesdays at 9:38? So we're going to post through the company channel. That notification, that link alert is going to go out to your salespeople right away. They'll get an alert. I'll show you that in a second. When they get the alert down the bottom right here, they'll have one click to auto repost. In other words, we know salespeople pretty well. We know they like it easy, okay? And so one click, they'll be able to repost to their network. Now, the power here is, according to LinkedIn, don't take my word for it, but they say that when an individual posts or reposts, the reach is 10 times that of a company, okay? So think about it. Look at your own personal post versus your company posts. Typically, there's more eyeballs on it. So they'll get one click to repost. There's an AI-powered response options for them. And there's customizable, of course, they can customize the comments. So here in shorts, how it works. So this morning, we posted this post on Into Communications. This is our corporate post, okay? And I'm showing you here on the left, this is the email that comes in. Looks the same on your mobile device, okay? If you receive it there. And by the way, you can select, I want my reps to get text or email or both. So at the top here, you can click on that share on LinkedIn button, and boom, it takes you right to your own personal LinkedIn environment. And it will allow you then, if you're familiar with reposting, so again, you're going to share the company post. It will allow you, it'll show you in the email what the post is as well. Okay, so let's say you haven't clicked yet. Let me just follow the email. So you open the email, you say, okay, here's the one click to repost. Here's what the post is. You can see the image. If it's a video, we've got a placeholder in there. And down the bottom here, you can see sample 1, 2, 3. Using ChatGPT, we've created 3 AI-generated comments. Your sales team can just cut and paste and put right into the post. You'll see a lot of times sales reps, what they do is they just hit repost and go, which is great. You could do that. But we thought, why not make it easy with 3 AI-generated comments? Link alert. Now, what I wanted to do is just, I'll take you guys quickly over. So what I'm showing you here now is, we said, okay, great. So if we create this kind of concept, which is in demand, again, the problem is salespeople not sharing LinkedIn posts to then create awareness with their current and potential customers using LinkedIn. So here's an example of the dashboard. We can see how many alerts have been done, the total active users you've got in your organization, the open rate of the alerts, the average click-through rate. So we can even see if the rep has clicked through. Now understand, on our team, not everybody's a salesperson. We have a lot of very talented technical people. So please don't use these as a sales metric, but I wanted to show you. Then the delivery rate, in other words, are the people getting them? And we can drill down by user in terms of the user activity. Do we want to add, delete someone? What are the alerts that have gone out? And you can see all this is real-time data, and you as a customer would have access to this type of platform. So link alert. We think it's going to be a killer in terms of helping you as a business leader get way more reach from LinkedIn. Now, yesterday I'm talking to the vice president of a company that's $150 million, and the project we're working on right now is, the frustration point is their reps are walking into deals and their customers saying, hey, we didn't know you did that. Link alert. Okay, quickly, what are the top 2 search engines that are out there? Melissa, what do you think they are? They are, I'll give you the answer.
Do you want me to give the answer away? Okay, Google and YouTube.
Google. Yeah. Hey, I'm just noticing my time here. I'm probably going to, sorry, team, I'm going to probably bump a little late here if you guys hang with me. I'll try and speed it up. But you Google and YouTube. So here's another concept. What about, what if we took your blogs, which you know are important for searching on Google to get found, and we were able to flip that, or you could flip that into being able to hear it in a podcast and view it on YouTube. Now think about this for a second here. So if I now went to a blog, and I'm just going to show you an example of our blog here, and you'll be able to see how we're able to take a blog, and I'm going to play you an example of what a blogcast looks like. So again, the purpose here is to take a text blog like I'm showing, top 10 marketing mistakes, right? How to avoid them. Here's the written. Some people like to read, some people don't like to read, right? So for those that don't like to read, check this out. So we've now got we've converted the blog into a talk show about the blog. I'll play a little clip here. Melissa, let me know if you guys can hear this here.
All right, so get this. Today we're diving deep into marketing in 2025.
Oh, always a hot topic.
Yeah, and we've got some really interesting stuff from this article, Marketing Mistakes to Avoid in 2025. It's not just about pointing fingers, though. They actually give solid advice on how to fix things.
That's what I like to hear. Solutions, not just problems.
Exactly. So what really caught my eye is how this article digs into how businesses see themselves compared to how they actually come across online.
Kind of like, are you walking the walk or just talking the talk?
Exactly. They call it your digital DNA.
My point is, how can we take text copy as a marketer and then move that to different platforms so it's the same content is echoed in a podcast and is also on YouTube, Blogcasts? What if you've got a person that's taking service calls or, repeated calls for the same things coming in? In this case, I'm using an example from the office tech industry. Someone on your team's answering the phone saying, hey, customer was calling in for a service call, let's say, can I get your company name and equipment ID? How many times does this happen a day? Okay. So we thought, okay, how could this possibly get fixed where we're going to automate using AI this front end part? Now, what I want to do is I want to introduce you to what we understand is the only AI-powered chatbot in the industry. And I'm going to take you over here to our awesome customers at Modern Office Messages. I'm going to show you quickly how that chatbot operates. So here we are. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the chatbot. You guys can see here. Can you see this, Melissa, on the right side?
Sure can.
So there's different chatbots out there if you're up the food chain on how these work. Some are kind of hard-coded and it'll force your customer through a path. What we didn't want to do was kind of force someone. We wanted to give them the ability to ask different questions. So in this case, let's say I'm placing a service call. You can see the chatbot opens up and gives you 3 prompts. Now, we customize these for you if you want them. And again, you can use us for this or somebody else. I'm just showing you examples of what people are using here because I was sick and tired of hearing about theories and want to see practical application. So here's a chatbot. Need service. I need information on IT services. I need information on office technology. Let's say I want to place I need information on service. And think about the typical user out there that is says, okay, where is my ID tag on the copier? What you'll see come up here, because trust me, we've tried it, is it's going to say, hey, the ID tag is located on the front of the system or the side of the, well, there you go right there. The equipment ID tag is usually found on the front or side of your copier near the front panel. Now, how many times have you been asked this in human, real world time? What if I ask it this? Who's going to win the March Madness? Okay. Now, I may have a typo in here, etc. My point is, what you're going to see is how this thing always brings it back to, of course, the tone of voice, the professionalism, and a response that brings the customer back to what that organization offers, okay? How can we, again, we said at the front end of the customer's interaction with your company, how can we use AI to handle that and give a really good customer experience? My last one here is the AI avatars. Now, look, this has been all over the news. You saw, a comedic clip of me, at least we tried to, at the beginning. And we just recognize, look, there's some not good things about deepfake videos and avatars. There's also some real opportunities for those that are using it appropriately. I showed you the one on the left there, and you can see there's slight imperfections. I also wanted to show you this one here, though, that when I show it to you, it's an example of how someone is using AI for a season's greetings video here. So let me play this for you.
Hi, this is Justin, wishing you a Merry Christmas filled with joy, laughter, and cherished moments. May the holiday season bring you warmth and happiness surrounded by the love of family and friends. Merry Christmas.
What you've got here is the voice of this gentleman speaking to his customers with a season's greeting. And by removing his video portion, just using his voice, he was able to send messages, and oh, by the way, custom messages to different customers using a voice version of himself. So we're now creating videos to scale executives where it's appropriate. You don't even need to be there. Once we've created your avatar, we can just replicate you on different videos. Again, I think you need to see more examples, but we've got those confidential to show. Okay, I just want to close out with the last 7 words of an unsuccessful leader in 2025. And here they are. Like, I've never done it that way before. So I just want to land the plane here quickly with our AI opportunities that we think are out there for you, whether you're a current or future partner. One is to 10x your reach on LinkedIn using Link Alert. The link that Melissa put in the chat there has got all the pricing and stuff like that. And I sure hope you look at it and go, my gosh, like that's affordable, reasonable, practical. Number 2, get found by more buyers. We talked about how you could take that text content and move it to podcast. And oh, by the way, have a talk show about your blog over on YouTube. Remember, 2 search engines, maybe you're only getting found on one. And then number 3, the Chatbot, which would create a 24/7 sales rep, okay, and service representative for your company. So with that, I just want to say thanks to everybody for joining us today, and Melissa, for you joining. I know you're a little under the weather there.
Yeah, trying not to sound like a dragon, guys. Thanks again for attending. Thanks again, Rick, for the flyby. And we loved having you all on, and we look forward to seeing you in the next one on April 16th. Don't delay, sign up today. Didn't even
Awesome.
try to. Thanks.
Thanks, guys.
Take care, everyone.